Look, like, I know this is the only time you're on camera, but we don't need a bit. It's okay. The audience just wants to see what we pick, okay? Look, I'm including you. I use the word we. I don't know why you're getting all upset. Oh, hey. How you doing? Welcome again to a fun edition of Give It a Shot Mystery Box Edition. The box and I were just having a discussion about artistic differences. But we're on the, still mutual friends here for the most part. So let's see what we got today. Coming back, we still have Itty Bitty Heartbeats. We do things from the heart. I bet. We've got the Koala Brothers. We're here to help. I'm sure you will. The Secret World of Benjamin Bear. Lessons to learn. Sure. Oh my god, it's from Canada. And it's a Genius Entertainment piece. Well, that's a double whammy. Rainbow Rangers. Help is a rainbow away. And our newest entrance, Kidiosyncrasy. I hope I got that right, because that's not a word. Getting the world in shape one kid at a time with the worst Photoshop job I've ever seen for something that came out in 2003. I'm kind of hoping to get this one, but there's no guarantee, so... Oh, Lord. Let's see. Let's see if my wish comes true, or one of the ones that has labored here finally gets selected. Woo! Fun! Sounds like I just broke stuff. One could only hope. Alright, so getting in there. Get all up in there. Elbows deep. And we got the Koala Brothers. Alright. Alright. Yay. We'll talk about this later. Well, that was one of the blandest experiences I've had in a while. So what I got out of the mystery box today was the Koala Brothers with their lovely catchphrase, "We're here to help." So from what I gathered, this is from 2005. It was on Playhouse Disney, and it's Australian as all get out.
Everyone looked forward to a visit from Sammy because he was always so cheery and friendly.
Good day there, Archie. Oh, thanks, Sammy.
I'm going to struggle with this because this is for very small children. Now, it's not as slow-paced and mind-wrenching as Peppa Pig, but it gets close at times. What is this about? So, the titular Koala Brothers, which I don't even remember their names. I think one was named Frank. There's 4 koalas who live in the outback, which is probably the dumbest place they can live because there's no eucalyptus there. But we're not going to think about logic right now because that would mean we're investing more thought into this than anybody should. But you have this group of koalas, I'm going to assume that they're all related, that live in the outback. The two oldest ones love to fly a plane and patrol and try to find people to help out in the outback, which, yeah, you probably want to do that, because that is the biggest area of nothing. Like, from what I understand, Australia is basically nature's breeding ground of death. Like, I've seen so many videos, and I don't know if we're going to find any, but things of like 10,000 spiders flying in the wind, which I'm not scared of spiders, but if I had like 10,000 of them flying in the wind to go somewhere, yeah, I'd be a little freaked out. That amongst other things. So, it's a bunch of animals in the outback with Australian accents doing things is the best way I can describe it. So, I watched 2 episodes of this. The first being Sammy's Bumpy Ride. I don't know what Sammy is. I want to call him like an aardvark or something like that, but I have no clue what Sammy is. But Sammy drives a truck and delivers fruit and vegetables. Like he's Uber Eats or something like that. Or Lyft. Or DoorDash. Or some sort of delivery service. And he does this every day. And apparently he decides one day to go home another way. So he drives off the road in the outback, which sounds all sorts of dumb to me. But it's what he does. He kind of reminds me... I can't remember the name of the character right now. But he reminds me of one of those characters... Not quite Eeyore, but just kind of slow and... As he's driving off-roading right now, in a vehicle that I don't see it be... I mean, it's got 3 wheels, for God's sakes. I don't see that being the type that you would go mudding in, but Sammy's doing this. Sammy happens to find railroad tracks. Okay. And so he can't drive over them, naturally. But he's like, this is wild. I've always wanted to ride on a train.
Sammy had always wanted to ride on a train. He wondered what a train track was doing in the outback.
Okay, I mean, I've done train rides. They ain't bad. They're kind of nice. Nothing I'm like, yeah, trains or anything like that, but sure, fine, whatever. And he flags down the Koala brothers who are on patrol. And that's something about the patrol that I find interesting. There's a running joke about how when they take off from their house, they always take out the mailbox. Because in both episodes, they do that. So I guess that's a bit that they do. And they come down like, so Sammy, what's up? And he's like, there's a train track here. I really like to ride a train.
I've always wanted to ride on a train.
And then the Koala brothers are like, well, we can help you. We're here to help.
We're here to help.
They love to say that a lot. It's akin to like Bob the Builder and We Can Build It. Except this is what they say. And so, these 3 individuals take it upon themselves to build the train tracks. Because the materials are just there. Because of course they are. And they build a train track set all the way into town. In an afternoon. As 3 individuals would. Who could lift huge amounts of steel. Pound in, rail spikes. All that good stuff. Into the ground and have a train ready to come see them. For all intents and purposes, there's a couple of problems that I have with this premise. One, when Sammy discovers the train track, it ends 10 feet away from him. Like he couldn't see that before. Two, when they build the train track, it looks like they're building a, track for a long distance. I might be a little bit off, but it seems like they only built like 20 feet, because when they build it and they look back and you see the truck and the plane, it's only like 30 feet back. So, in theory, they built 30 feet of track one way. And that plays into number 3, that they got all planned out. They planned out everything, that a train's going to come. Whoopee! Right? Like, they have food and flags and festoonery and whatnot, and they're waiting for a train. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, it's because they don't know that it's done. So they get on a train cart and go the other way. And then they fall off because that end of the train track isn't done. Like, there's just train track that started in the middle of nowhere, kind of like in SimCity, where you just lay down some track and, well, here it is. And the whole time, every time there's a slight obstacle, Sammy is like, I'll never ride a train. Oh, I always want to ride a train. Oh.
But Sammy was a bit sad.
Now I'll never get to ride on a train.
But then they're like, well, hey, you were on a train cart? That's something. He's like, yeah, I was on a rail cart. That's cool. And so I think the town's all happy about it. And here's the thing. The town intentionally runs off the track, which sounds like typical Australian to me, because since I have a skater background, some of the biggest, gnarliest skaters I've ever known are Australian, so it makes sense to me that rough and tumble just kind of makes sense. Yes, we're going to run this rail cart and we'll crash every time. It's totally fine. But when you know that the koalas apparently have super strength and you just swing steel rails around, that's nothing. So there's that story. The second story revolves around Archie the crocodile, which, why isn't he an alligator, but, whatever. He has a loose tooth, and he panics about it. And so the koala brothers, who are here to help, try to distract him from that problem. Because, yeah, when you're a little kid, loose teeth, it does freak you out. I mean, that is a common fear. It makes sense this would be a story. But, like, they do all these things to hopefully distract him from it, but none of them seem to work. Whether it was his favorite thing like jogging, or playing tennis, or even flying, and the mailbox gets knocked over again. Nothing works until they decide, let's play some party games. And then they play bobbing for apples, which Sammy naturally is really good at because the fucker can be underwater. And he manages to get everybody apples, and when he finally gets his one of the apples, the tooth comes out in an apple. The end. Yeah, the stories, they're bland. There's not a whole lot to them, other than the fact that because this is Australian, apparently all the characters are rough and tumble. Characters fall off of things. They get hit by things. They fall off of rail carts, and they're like, it's fine.
No wonder there weren't any trains. The other end of the track wasn't finished either.
Are yous all right?
Yes, Mitzi, we're fine. Just a bit of a bump, that's all.
Whatever. It's not like, here in the United States where everybody's frail. They fall over, and it's just the Peter Griffin, thing, right? So I give them that. They're rough and tumble. But the stories contribute nothing. But it's for little kids, so I can't really get on them for that. The animation I'm going to assume this. It looks like it's stop motion animation, but it has this quality. There's some computer to it. There's a little bit of computer animation to it as well. So it's a little bit of a hybrid. The characters look all right. I can't knock that. They look pretty good for what they are. I try my best to be subjective when it comes to this stuff, but it's not like you're getting like great drama from Playhouse Disney in any way, shape, or form. I mean, the characters, they're designed all right. The stories are okay at best. They're not anything to get excited about. I mean, I guess, since it's Australian, they're using Aussie accents. That's pretty neat. But by and large, it's just kind of boring. Like the Archie loose tooth deal, that was really bland of a story. But again, the pacing is a little bit better than Peppa Pig. So it's got that going for it, but not much else. And seeing as how I'm kind of curious about this, what looks to me to be a Monster Energy drink ripoff called Gridlock, which I think my wife picked this up for me. I'm going to just give this a shot. Hence the title of the program. Just because of how bland this show kind of is. But again, I'm not 3, so yeah, this wasn't gonna like really pique my curiosity in any way, shape, or form. But then again, after just watching Mini Monkey Magical Music, or whatever the fuck that was called, I think I deserve a little bit of bland, to be fair. Well, it doesn't taste great. And I don't know if an asshole can get stale, but that's kind of what I imagine that tasting like. A stale asshole. I don't know. I don't even know why I think that's a thing, but this energy drink called Gridlock tastes like a stale asshole. That's a pull quote for you. Because it sure is better than what I got with Koala Brothers here, who, yeah, they were here to help. They sure as hell didn't help me from my boredom for what they did as pilots, as helpers. I guess it's clever that they had a running joke with the mailbox, but I mean that's about it. It was what it was. But at least there's not any magical monkeys.
But this story when you're walking down the street.
Damn, that's right. This is 2 Australian things in a row now. The Magical Monkey and then this. And they're in the same era. This is 2005, and I think Magical Monkey was 2003, 2004. So, do with that information as you will. That's kind of sad that this is so boring. I'm referring to the thing that I reviewed last week to fill up time for this week. But, what you gonna do? But at least it's out of the box now. Because I think right at this point, the heartbeats or whatever it is the one that's been in there the longest now. And, oh boy. This didn't do any favors. So, there you have it. The Koala Brothers. Too boring and bland for me, but I'm sure it's a laugh riot for 3-year-olds. I guess. So, one drink just out of curiosity, like it has nothing to do. Like this I will forget. Unlike magical monkeys.
Resembled an instrument, she learned to play.
That'll never leave my brain now. That'll go with me to the grave, like I said last week. This is already going to my memory graveyard. I will have forgotten about this in 3 days, max, at this point. So, there you go. Congratulations, Hello Kitty. This was bland. So until next time, party people, don't be bland. Be grand. I don't know where that came from. I apologize. I need to quit ad-libbing and just shut down this episode. Bye!